Sam.
Have we got to stop swearing?
Yes.
Friday, 10 o'clock tune in. It's showtime, the EV Café News.
It does not matter how you feel on a Friday. That music plays and boom, up goes the energy. Welcome to the 10. News and views with the EV Café, 30 minutes of what's happening in sustainable transport. Loved, hugged and squeezed by Drax electric vehicles, and today we are blessed to be joined by the posse. We've got Paul at the top there, in a beige fetching number there.
Very nice, yeah. I like
Beige?
that. It's kind of grey, isn't it?
It's grey.
It's grey.
It's grey.
It's beige.
Okay, grey.
don't do
Grey
beige,
though, isn't it?
It's like a fancy grey beige, whatever.
Beige.
Okay,
I'm colourblind
fine.
and I know it's not beige.
Offended, I think.
We have Sarah Sloman in bright green.
Yeah, here is my the only bit of bright green is on one of these letters.
I was going to say,
Yes.
isn't that blue? It's not doing good for my
Salmon.
It's
colourblindness.
also not blue, no.
Not
Then
blue,
we've got
no.
Sam in the 1980s.
Yes.
I'm cold.
Oh, bless him. Have you got snow, guys? Is it a bit
Yeah.
grim? Yeah.
So much snow in Wales. So much snow over here.
And can I just say, Sam, I like what you've done with your TV there. Decent programme on there. I'm liking it a lot. Right, okay, grab a cuppa, plug in. Let's see what's been happening in clean transport this week and hit us up in the comments about how much snow you have. We want to know the inches. So how many inches have you got this morning? And coming up, the plug-in truck grant is increased as the 2040 ban consultations announced. Sam, coming to you for that one. It's around trucks. EVs are forecast to represent 29% of the car market in 2026. Sarah, I'm coming your way for that. Battery electric vehicle sales are set to overtake diesel vehicles, and anybody can talk about that because ultimately diesel, who cares? And finally, the UK's new van market was down 10% in 2025. But it was healthy news for electric vans. Pablo, warm yourself up, Flower. We're coming to you in your beige jumper. But first,
Grey,
the EV
grey.
Café commercial clap, where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
A commercial clap from the EV Café.
Innovation applauded.
Do you know what? I'm going to start with Norway. Norway, story as old as time, but they've zipped ahead in the EV race as car sales hit 96% electric. Isn't that the most remarkable thing? Massive congratulations to Norway. Now, everyone thinks that this success has been due to EV incentives. However, some of the incentives have actually been pulled back, but the government, and our UK government could learn a bit here, the government has also consistently added charges to petrol and diesel cars to make them more expensive. And that little nugget came from the Norwegian EV Association, to whom we are obliged. Brilliant, well done, 96%. Didn't think I'd see that in my lifetime. An Arnold Clark charge is now Scotland's largest ultra-rapid EV charging network, launched in 2024 as part of a £30 million investment by Arnold Clark, the UK's largest independently owned family-run car retailer. Arnold Clark Charge has quickly established itself as a key player. They have got 50 ultra-rapid charging hubs, all with 12 ultra-rapid chargers, delivering up to 150 kilowatts and enabling drivers to top up right pronto. And they're only charging 55 pence per kilowatt hour, significantly lower
Or
than the UK average.
21p. 21p, if you remember. Amazing.
Or 20, honestly, or 21p if you remember. There's a script to this, you know.
Sorry,
Behave
I
yourself.
never read the script. Sorry.
And finally, motorcyclists are on the verge. Who remembers Kenny Everett and Cupid's Stunt, I think was her name? Oh, motorcyclists are on the verge. as Finnish electric firm Verge Motorcycles are on the cusp of a technological revolution, launching a new variant of their TS Pro Naked Roadster, featuring a world's first solid-state battery that's said to be able to give 180 miles of riding range in just 10 minutes. And there are two motor options, a little one, and then there's the one that caught my eye. The 30 kilowatt hour version weighs 235 kilograms, but will offer 200 kilowatts of charging power, and you'll get 186 miles of range in 10 minutes. Leave it charging, and overall the range is said to be up to 344 miles, depending on how you ride. Sarah, would that get you to the end of your street?
It may well get me to my beloved little cottage in Wales. Yes, it's the beauty of this bike. And for those that don't know, this is the bike that we got our Guinness World Record on. So Verge have always wanted to push their own limits. And this whole solid state thing runs into cars as well. So it's a real demonstration piece. But the bit I love is it charges faster than my Tesla, 200 kilowatt capable onboarding here. So this 10 minutes that you're quoting, 20 minutes for a probably not full charge, but reasonably full charge, just is a game changer. And you know what else? They kept the price the same as the previous model.
And then they called it Naked. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah, what's interesting as well, in part of the stuff they talked about with the launch of this, is that they actually thought to slow the charging rate down a bit, because as a motorcyclist, once you've got off the bike, got your helmet off, grabbed a coffee, had a wee, you're into 10 minutes anyway. So you literally can't, it charges too fast. So we're getting to the point where what's the right charging time rather than the right charging speed or power, which is really, it's the beginning of the future for sure.
Yeah, by the time I'd got the leathers off, wrestled myself out of those, and then stretched my back. Oh dear, that'd be 20 minutes gone. No bother. Right, let's get on with the news.
Thank you.
Sam, stand by, darling. The plug-in truck grant is being increased by thousands of pounds until March to help fleet operators make the switch away from diesel. The increase comes as the government announces it will also launch consultation on a roadmap to phase out sales of new diesel HGVs by 2040. The Department for Transport has allocated an additional £18 million to boost the plug-in truck grant over the next 3 months, increasing grant levels for each weight category. So, the new grant levels mean that fleets buying smaller electric trucks, the 4.25 to 12 tonnes, could save up to 20 grand. That's up from 16 grand. Operators of mid-sized trucks, 12 to 18 tonnes, could save up to 60,000. Larger trucks, 18 tonnes to 26 tonnes, up to 80,000 pounds. And the largest lorries, 26 tonnes and over, could get a grant of up to 120,000 pounds. Quick mention for vans, the hybrid and range extended versions that were previously grant qualifying, they're out, gone. Battery electric or nothing. And the grants remain unchanged at 2,500 or 5,000, depending upon the size. Samuel, you went, oh.
Yes.
Tell us more.
Oh, this is a difficult one to unpick for me. I mean, as the custodian of the second largest Innovate UK fund in history, I do need to be a touch careful that I don't bite the hand that feeds me. But it is good news as a consultation been announced at the same time. I think that's perhaps equally as important, given that it's a roadmap strategy for up to 2040 for decarbonisation of the bigger trucks. So that should not be hidden in the news either. My worry is that 18 million is actually not a lot of money. If every single truck that was purchased was one of the larger, that's only 120 trucks on the market, which is roughly 12% of the total market. So it doesn't get us that far, unfortunately, nor is the deadline of March this year, right? So it's a very, very short period of time to get things done. And what worries me is it breeds more uncertainty in what happens after March of this year, given that we really need a strategy for 2040, not for this spring. So why has it been announced now? Well, High Hall has gone to the wall. The hydrogen project within Zeehed has collapsed completely. And I do wonder, skeptic in me wonders whether that money that the DFT doesn't want to give back to Treasury has been shoehorned into the place they can get rid of it the fastest and quickest and most convenient, which is a short-term solution to try and spend money in a financial year rather than actually what the best strategy is for the country. So I'm just a little bit worried that this is a very short-term reactive thing. And it will support probably the largest companies. What I would have liked to have seen is this money go perhaps in part towards the grant fund, in part towards the infrastructure that people need to spend money on. And maybe you have to be an SME to qualify, such that actually people that really, really need it would be able to get at it. So I'm just not sure chucking 18 million in 3 months is particularly useful when what we really need is a long-term strategy.
Now, something tells me that Mr. Kirby
Yes.
may have an alternative view on this one.
Yeah, but he'll be wrong as always.
So, okay, so if I am wrong, then just ask Jeff Tomlinson that's just ordered 10 E-Actros on the back of... he's the #1 power player for motor transport for decarbonisation, by the way. And he's not a big corporate. He is a relatively small business in the grand scheme of things. He's not Kuhn and Nagel, he's not DPD, he's not all of those kinds of things. So he's just gone ahead and ordered 10, saving 1.2 million. So if it is as a result of taking money and instead of giving it back to the Treasury, giving it to people that want to move the decarbonisation needle, why should that be positioned as a bad thing? That is a very good thing. Whilst also, to your point, launching the long-term plan, 10 weeks of consultation, that gets the long-term plan in place. So whilst spending money in a good place, they are also creating the plan that will follow on. There's no guarantee that it will end in March, but it does say that it might go back. So I think it's a test and see. Is the appetite there now? Is the technology widely available? Will companies step into it? So we cannot frame this as anything but positive. This is a really positive step forward, and it tests a market and uses money that's available and creates a plan at the same time whilst raising the profile. This is good news.
Yeah,
Which
I mean,
side
Jeff
is-
Tomlinson.
Hang on, Sam. Which side of the fence do you sit on, audience? Because clearly there are two positions here which are diametrically opposed. There's the cautious approach. There's the, yay, we've got some money. Which do you sit on? So whack those thoughts in the comments. I'll go to the gentleman in the dodgy body warmer.
Yes, well, Jeff Tomlinson's a great example. #1 power player. Who did he take that from? Oh, that was right. It was me. But that aside,
Yesterday's news.
Sorry, who cares?
I do very much.
Yeah, he took it from you.
Yeah, I mean, he is. No, you didn't take it from me.
That's what you just said.
What-
Right, ladies,
yeah.
come on. 12 minutes
Yeah.
past 10.
What
Let's
number were
go.
you? Yeah, I think that Jeff's an amazing. It's an amazing company. You know, his company is already light years ahead of everybody else. So that's of course why he's taking that advantage, and rightly so. But it's the SME market that hasn't yet made all the leaps that Jeff has done that needs to be supported, and I don't think that's where this money's going to go. So yeah, it's Paul, the bit that I take most from your point is there's no guarantee what happens after March, and that level of uncertainty for hauliers that need to make planning not in the next 3 months, but the next 5 to 7 years is just not helpful. We need longer term consistency.
Don't know about you, Sarah, but I've got splinters up my backside. I think they're both right.
I'm
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. It's just I think it could have been done better.
I think it came out of nowhere. I certainly didn't see it coming, but I do wonder if people like Jeff Tomlinson, he's FSCW, isn't he, right? Did I get that right? Yeah, amazing. So they're on the Welsh Rally, and ever since I've been on the motorway going, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And that may well be the result of their long-term strategy. They decided ages ago that they were going to do this, and demonstrated projects like Zhid and others are helping other hauliers to decide. Now, the big stumbling block, as many people do say, and thinking of Suki Chung here, she said the same thing, is the infrastructure, is the lacking thing. That's the debate that constantly rolls on. But in the meantime, people can get orders on their books that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. And my long experience of grants tells me that's a good thing.
Darn straight. Right, let's move on. Thank you all for that contribution. We'll pick up your comments in just a minute, 14 minutes past 10. But it's time for the shout-outs. Kicking a door in, 7:47, Daryl Sharp. Happy New Year. Not just Daryl Sharp, the Daryl Sharp. Happy New Year and welcome to the replay of Winter 2010. Oh golly, I hope not.
Oh no, don't say that. No.
Cumbernauld. I'm not far from Cumbernauld, my friend, and I've got about half a centimetre. That's been said before. James from Screenwash King, welcome, my friend. Clean Tech fan. They're here, Barbara and Simon. Lovely to have you here from soggy Surrey. And look at that, Sam's even got one of the products in his sticky mitt.
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Good to see you, Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, you interrupted before the person got to say the thing they were about to say.
Now then, I'm doing the register. Humphrey, Stewart. Oh, you made it just before registration. Well played, my friend Teresa Swift. Coming in via the YouTube, and you are not alone. Barbara and Simon James and Daryl Sharp all smashed the doors in with the tube. Evie Beano is Ron Godfrey. Morning all from Drizzletown, Hertfordshire. Anyone been snow bombed? Go on, Paul.
Sarah Wellstead and family TV. No, can you not see that one?
No. Interestingly.
So there they are. I presume it's Sarah.
I think he's making it up as he goes along.
It's on the screen.
Anyway, Ash Bannister, greetings. Yeah, whatever. Sarah, lovely to see you, darling. Ash Bannister, old two mugs. He's here. Jamie Fretwell, all 9'75" of him, in wintry Warwickshire. Belinda Automotive. Good morning, my wonderful pals. No snow, just rain and flooding. Paul Shearer, Barnfather, from a snow-free Chester. All right, who's got snow? This is most disappointing. Is the weatherman lying to me? Telford, definitely got snow, says Daryl Sharp. He's been snow-bombed. Poor man. Michael Barton, Happy New Year from Bristol. Leo Pickford, snowing. East Midlands. Yes, I'd seen that Birmingham Airport was shut. Oh, that's a bit of a bind. Rob Dustin. No snow with him. Christian Borman. Morning, fellow beige sweater wearer.
It's great.
Great.
Praise. I love it.
Jim Blair from Arnold Clark. We gave your charging network a shout out, Jim. I think you probably saw it. You slid in at 10:02. But we still got you there. Who else we got? Oh, that Sloman woman. Get out of my feed. Peter Lever. Bad
Lever.
weather. What's bad weather? Nothing here in Standish. Must be God's country. Oh, yes, my friend. Now, is there... Craig Stark. He's got a super chilly one. -5 this morning. Craig Marsden. You're right there. Great. Lovely.
Come here, lad.
Sorry.
You're right.
Mark Smith, MBA. Woo! Get you! Happy New Year, all. Norway has used their oil revenues to drive tax breaks for EVs. So true. They are another oil-producing country of around the 5 million. Bit like Scotland. Come on, Scotland, do yo thang. Sarah Gray. Oh, she loves Arnold Clark. You and Jim. Sarah and Jim sitting in a tree.
I-N-G.
Exactly. Ben McDonald, good to see you here. There are some questions about the tech. Is it a battery or a capacitor?
Oh,
Now there's a question.
If it's a
I
flux
That's a good
capacitor,
question.
we might be in the future.
Listen, mate, I'm the village idiot. I have no idea. Tracy Kearns, all the way from Welsh Wales. Now, Sarah tells me that Welsh Wales is full of snow.
The hills
Is
are,
that
the
right,
roads are good.
Tracy? Roads are good, excellent.
Yeah.
Mark Smith talks about 800 volt architecture, and he's always right. 800 volt is better, without question. Good gracious, there are so many comments today. Right, I don't think I'm getting Toby Hiles. Toby Hiles in the house. Liz Allen. Oh, what time did you get here? Quarter past. Sorry, I'm late. I was down a rabbit hole with something.
Say hello to Ian Mayhew that was up in. He's my Southbourne buddy. So when I go to Southbourne, he
beers.
makes coffee for me. Coffee,
Indeed.
wow.
absolutely.
That's nice.
Yes.
Sam Smith Brown, my first EV Café today.
Oh,
Sam
wow.
Smith
Welcome.
Brown. How do you make two very, very popular names? Sounds so fancy. You slam a hyphen in the middle. Sam Smith Brown. Welcome. Do tell us, what do you think so far? And be kind, because I'm old.
Be nice,
Matt Cook.
Sam. Be nice.
Yes, come on. And let us
be
know where you're
honest.
from. Oh, and why are you here? Yes, go on, Sarah.
Well, I've said Sam Smith Brown will be very honest, I'm sure. And hopefully it's
Oh.
a good review.
I do hope so. Let's see. Crack on with the news. 10:19, 3 stories to go. Here we go. Deep breath. Electric vehicle EV sales in the UK will increase to 580,000 in 2026, representing 29% of a total of 2 million new car registrations, according to forecasts. Compared to electric car sales equating to 23.4% of the total new car market in 2025, this is an almost 6% increase. Sales of electric light commercial vehicles, primarily vans, because that is what they are known as, are forecasted to increase by 50% in 2026, taking registrations to around 45,000 compared to 30,000 in 2025. That's a 9.5% market share. You can see Paul's lip wobbling already because that's not near the mandate figure. But anyway, this increase is due to a number of factors, including more vans now having a 1-ton payload and a real-world range of over 200 miles, making them more available for fleets. But the forecast of EVs representing 29% of total sales this year means that the 2026 zero-emission vehicle mandate target of 33% may be missed. Sarah, I'm going to come to you for that because there was a sharp intake of breath. If we miss this target, does it matter?
I'm afraid it was a relatively tongue-in-cheek gasp of breath that a government target might be missed. And I think the shifting goalposts of all government targets are to be taken with a ladle of salt, because ultimately they set the bar, and it's always good to set the bar high so it gives us something to strategize and work towards. But I just can't, I just feel so important. We have to remember that 5 years ago, this number would have been dreamy. We would have been so excited to see this. And I think remember to reward ourselves for that effort, that progress. And I do think people, general public and business people alike, get confused because people think there is now, 1 in 4-ish cars on the road are electric. Well, not yet, but that's the number that's being registered and sold, so that's really positive. But the naysayers say things like, well, I can't see anyone, no one on my street's got one yet. And I'm like, it's okay guys, we've got time. And with the influx of China, we may even surpass those predictions.
And we have one of our representatives, Johnny Berry, in China right now. Paul and
We
I are
do.
off
Yes.
later on in the year to China to go and spec it out and see what's happening in China
I'm
that we
jealous.
can expect in the UK anytime soon. Sam Smith Brown says, I'm really enjoying this session. We'll be putting it in the diary for the future. That's the right
Yes,
thing to do.
Sam, thank you.
And yes, the surname definitely starts conversations. I'll bet. Now then, Kylie Glover, welcome to you. Good to see you here. And Martin Sweeney, London, wet and windy. Bless. Right, okay.
Might I just give an extra little piece of context on the targeting and ZEV mandate and stuff like that? There is an additional target for manufacturers called the VET target. Now, it's the Vehicle Emissions Trading Schemes target. So in the background, against all the fines and all of that element, they have got an opportunity to reduce their overall CO2s and use that reduction to mitigate against a missed ZEV mandate. So, for instance, New Automotive suggests that the actual percentage of electric vehicles required in the van world is around about 11.5% to meet a 16% target in the last year. Many manufacturers did that. 2 manufacturers actually achieved the 16% manufacturer target, which was Maxus and VW. So it's there's a lot of horse trading that goes on in the background. So these targets are being met in different ways sometimes.
Indeed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 1023. The number of electric vehicles on the roads will overtake the number of diesel cars in 2030, according to a study by New Automotive. The news comes from a report by the think tank called The Death of Diesel. Love it. Which outlines how diesel vehicle numbers and fuel use are consistently falling nationwide. The overall number of diesel cars on the roads has already fallen by 21% from its peak and is continuing to fall, with London and the central belt of Scotland losing diesel vehicles the fastest. In just a decade, there will only be about 250,000 diesel cars left on the roads nationwide. And on current trends, London will be the first diesel-free city, not fritty, fritty's not a thing, and Scotland will be the first British diesel-free nation. As a result, some filling stations in London will stop stocking diesel fuel before the end of this decade, and it predicts that by 2035, the majority of filling stations will have stopped selling diesel. Residual values for diesel vehicles have been and will continue to fall, which means diesel cars could become a stranded asset for some people. You three, have you ever driven diesel?
I have.
Do vans, mate. They're all diesel.
But I bought a diesel because the government told me to. They told me it was better for the ozone, better for the environment, and I've still got that post on Facebook saved, begging people to buy diesel based on what I was told. So that is real life, and I did that, and I don't miss it, but I did do that.
And that is a criticism which is sometimes levelled at us EV people. They say, the government told us diesel was good for us,
Snake
and now
oil.
they're telling us electric is good for us. I'm not taking any more of their rubbish. How do we overcome this? Is it just, Paul, getting the bum on the seat and getting people to experience driving an electric vehicle and seeing that it is clean, the energy's
absolutely,
clean, and so on?
I think the resistance is often based on assumptions or expectations, but once people get behind the wheel and test these vehicles and drive them for the first time, it's really clear that they are just so much of a nicer drive. And for 99% of the time, you know, when we're doing our routine driving, nobody wants to change a gear. Nobody wants the noise of an engine. They just want to get from A to B in the most efficient, most effective and cheapest way possible. And that is all achievable behind the wheel of an electric car, van or truck.
Sam?
The only thing that bothers me about this article is it references obviously diesel completely. And what worries me is this is another tool for marketing purposes to talk about diesel-free solutions whilst still burning petrol. So I just want to highlight the fact that, you know, wet fuels is what we need to get rid of, right? Not just the diesel, because there's lots of marketing I've seen with buses and things in the last year where it's diesel-free, aren't we good? Yeah, but they're all petrol engines, so you're still emitting.
It's a good point, well made.
Yes.
Final article. The UK's new light commercial vehicle market declined by 10% in 2025, with 315,000 or thereby vans, pickups and 4x4s registered. According to the SMMT, it found that fleet renewal shrank in every month last year other than December, which posted a slight 1.7% rise. The SMMT says the market reflected a challenging economic environment and weak business confidence. Across the year, registrations of new medium-sized vans declined by a fifth, while large vans dropped by 10%, but remained the most popular sector with 67% share of the overall market. Pickups also ended the year down. Deliveries of new fully electric vans, however, rose by an impressive 36%, with 30,169 registrations, a new annual record. I know, Sam, you don't like the percentages. 30,169 is an absolute number. Pablo, there's a bit of bad news in there because of vans overall declining. There's some good news. Are you balanced in your view about that article, or are you just delighted that EVs are winning?
Of course, I'm delighted that EVs are winning. I'm also noticing that the diesel is down to 83% now, when it's been at 95 to 97% for many years, and obviously almost 100%. Petrol has included, but petrol is usually linked to a hybrid, so the plug-in hybrids, which, you know, are reducing the emissions a little bit. But the great news is that electric vehicles are beginning to go much more mainstream. The market is changing, and I think this is something we've got to get our head around. It's not all about hard numbers. The economics of fleet and extending fleet when they're more efficient to continue to use them is good news. It's good news from the fleets themselves. They're getting better ROI from their original diesel vehicles, but also particularly when we heard from Stuart Murphy at the Royal Mail, electric vehicles lasting 10 years, whereas previous fleet cycles were probably between 3 and 5 years. So what we're seeing is more efficient vehicles across the board, but electric vehicles lasting longer than their diesel counterparts, so less need to change them as regularly. I believe the market will drop across all cars and vans and potentially even trucks. They just will last longer. And this is the sort of counterintuitive thing that the market has said, oh, you know, we'll have to throw all of these vehicles away after about 5 years because the battery will be dead and rubbish. It's absolute nonsense. And we know that these vehicles will go on longer and longer and longer and become more efficient, as we heard. Solid state batteries, amazing. Technology is going to overtake, and we will see overall fleet volumes drop because vehicles last longer. Simple.
Hideous thought just crossed my mind. When we are successful and the EV revolution is complete, what happens to the EV Café news?
We go on
EV
holiday.
Cafe. No, no. What do we do? Oh, anyway, Jamie Fretwell.
Autonomy.
I think Sarah and I will come visit you pair in your old people's homes.
Aw,
Do you know what?
Quiddy's got
I'd die.
applause.
I'd actually die.
you'd rather die, okay.
I'd pull the plug on my life support machine. Jamie Fretwell, ELCVs are only getting better. 1-ton payloads, 200-mile ranges, and now hybrids aren't eligible for the plug-in vehicle grant. The direction of travel is clear.
Spot on.
It is. Good, brilliant summary. Lovely to have you here. The Hydrogen Cafe News. Belinda,
Who said that?
you are going straight
get
to
off.
hell in a diesel. Right, we're out of here. It's 10:30. If you've got any clean transport, PR, or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me and these three wonderful people. This has been an EV Cafe production. Other sustainability news services are available, but this is just fun.
Fun.
The EV Cafe is truly blessed to be partnered with the AA Webfleet, Europe Car Iveco, Utility Line, Schneider Electric, EV Blocks, AW Energy, CPD Bodies, and True Charge. We are the EV Cafe, supporting the transition to clean transport, and all the news is supported by Drax Electric Vehicles. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay warm, stay well, wherever your weekend takes you. Until next Friday, bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Sarah Wellstead's going back to the cleaning.